I'm going to keep this brief because I've talked about them before, but basically the Cape Buffalo is a 1,200-pound John Wick. Not only will injured Buffalo literally die trying to drag you down with him, just like pros, the Cape Buffalo will ride for theirs. Here's why this lion is terrified, and you should be too. It's being chased by a herd of Cape Buffalo. They can weigh 1,300 pounds, they delete about 200 people a year, and they're so homicidal they've been nicknamed Black Death. They also travel in hoods of up to 200. I want you to remember that number. And that's because Cape Buffalo are one of the very few animals that will actively seek revenge on others. When a Cape Buffalo is wounded by a hunter, its first response is to retreat and hide in tall grasses or brush. If you're dumb enough to follow it, then 1,300 pounds of malicious intent will ambush you and knock you to the ground. Then they'll back up and then they just wait. Because if you manage to get back on your feet, then this Black Air Force Oppa will charge and gore you again. And they'll keep this up until you just stop moving. It gets really bad when you piss off a whole herd, because then they'll form a circle around you and completely erase the option of escape. They'll keep you in that circle until one sees an opening and attempts to impale you. And the same rules apply. If you're still moving, then their job's not finished until you are. Which is why one of the most vicious animals you can hunt is an African cow from the trenches. Which is why it has another nickname, Widowmaker. Because the fastest way to get out of a marriage is to tell your husband to go hunt one in the morning, because then you'll go to bed one human being lighter and one life insurance policy richer. This
hey motherfucking rock nigga, what it do? Chuck shelling out so rude. Bill Swag get a pass every time I ride through. East side brownie on the watch, that's my click. But here cause I'm a blood nigga. Red rag and top got to fly. I'm a blood nigga. Got moves on the rise, flamed up across the globe. Yeah, you know we worldwide. When you see me, better give it up. Nothing but a beat thing, homie. We don't give a fuck. I'm a blood nigga. Haters trying to shut us out the door. Get your walk on, but I'ma keep it blood, yo.
Just admit you took my spoon.
I didn't take your damn spoon.
Yes, you did.
Stop yelling at me in front of our son.
Oh, I'll show you yelling. I deserve a treat because I'm the one that works. I'm the one. You have to get one mop and like open up tampons.
Calm down, please. I hate it when you argue.
You shut the hell up and go to your room.
Don't talk to our son like that.
I don't even think he's our son. He's clearly black. He's not mine.
That's crazy.
Get the word out of the street. I don't care if you got him working the shit. What the hell is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Hey, you mother... Huh? Don't stand there and look at me like I'm stupid. And I'll take it up and I'll beat your ass. Don't you ever go out there on the street and say that you ain't the father of my children no more. Do I make myself clear? Do I? Huh?
God damn it!
Bitch! Let's go sit in the chairs and then discuss the divorce.
Yes, let's!
Ooh, 2 Christmases?
You can't tell me what to do.
Oh, I can't tell you what to do. How about this? Ugh.
Oh, look who's the big, strong bear now, throwing furniture around everywhere.
I'm just trying to be like your secret
Lover polar bear.
Who?
Don't bring him into this.
Oh, why don't you want me to bring him into it? I saw him come by the other day and drop off our mail for this 100-acre schlong.
At least he's nice to me.
Oh, nice to you? Yeah, I bet you do think he's nice, because he walks around with just a shirt on and his ding-a-ling flinging around.
Well, at least he's present and always here.
Yeah, Mom said that Mr. Pooh's gonna be my new dad.
And the truth comes in. Bitch, I suggest you grab your shit and get out.
Hold on, who the hell is she?
I've never seen her a day in my life.
You bring your trashy bimbo under my roof in my house.
No, you clearly know I don't like blondes. I love redhead fat bitches.
Look, guys, this is just a big misunderstanding.
Stay out of this, you whore! She looks like a goddamn tranny!
Oh, yeah, you're a lot better looking than the guy you're sleeping with.
Hey, I'm home, and I got the honey pot because I provide for my bitches.
Oh, look who decided to show up. You bring another guy in this house and I pay all the bills and I work while you do it.
It can be dangerous out here, especially for cubs. A hill in a flat area with a lot of bear traffic is a great nursery for a mother bear and her cubs. The mother will take her cubs up there to nurse and to sleep, where she can have a good vantage point of any approaching bears who may threaten her cubs. There's so many male bears roaming around. The mother and the cubs can use that as a lookout to make sure there aren't any male bears right in the area, so they can sneak down to the sedge fox, have something to eat in safety. But they're a little skittish because of all the males around. Life's pretty tough for these cubs. Only about 35% survive their first year. Most die of starvation, but some are killed by those male bears. 5% survive their first year. Most die of starvation, but some are killed by those male bears.
Can tolerate more heat than its cousin, the mule deer. Whereas deer seek shelter from the midday sun in the sanctuary of trees, the elk can sweat more to cool off. On very warm days, though, the elk may go to north-facing slopes with the shelter of trees. Sometimes they may just stand in streams or ponds to cool off, or even lay in a wallow of mud and cover themselves with it. This covering of wet mud draws off body heat and also protects from biting insects. Bull elk also gain an extra cooling system with their antlers, as heat is given off by the blood running through the velvet covering.
It's about 85% of its day feeding on a variety of grasses and sedges. During this time, they feed in the morning, afternoon, evening, and in the middle of the night, frequently bedding down right where they feed. During the spring and early summer, small rodent dens can become very popular with elk. As ground squirrels leave their droppings near their holes, this area has a tendency to green up first, thus attracting foraging elk. Food is abundant during the summer, and the elk must take advantage of it now to put on body weight, which will eventually help to sustain them through the breeding season and the winter. From April on, bulls begin growing antlers, which are the fastest growing bone known to science. While they are growing, over the next 4 months or so, they are covered in a soft, hairy-looking sheath called velvet. Blood vessels in this skin covering provide nourishment to the growing antlers. This covering is also very sensitive, and damaging it now could hinder growth or produce odd-looking racks. By the time summer comes to an end, mature bull elk have grown very impressive racks. Up until this time, bulls are either alone or form small groups of males known as bachelor herds. By midsummer, the cows and calves start forming nursery groups. Elk are extremely social animals among their own species, and also use this grouping as a means of defense. While most of the herd is feeding, their heads are down. Thus, their eyes could be below the level of the grasses. This can make grazing animals very susceptible to a predator, such as the mountain lion. In the elk herd, 1 or 2 cows usually remain on alert as sentries, and with their keen senses, watch, listen, or smell the presence of a predator. This allows the other elk in the herd to spend most of their time feeding. Young calves, full of energy and life, find time to play. This is not only fun for them, but develops coordination and strength in the young calves to evade predators later on.
Is the elk famous for the impressive antlers and that incredible bugling call.
In the forest of the Rocky Mountains, fall triggers a testosterone rush in elk bulls. The rut begins.
While they may not have sat upon the top of the food chain, saber-toothed tigers were no joke. Their primary prey was large, hoofed mammals. Scientists primarily use 2 different methods to determine what these cats ate. First, they can observe fossils of prey species and match the bite pattern of the cats. Second, they study the isotopes preserved in the cat's bones and teeth to determine their diet. Using these methods, some prey from various locations across the Americas include the massive ancient bison, prehistoric camels, peccaries, the armadillo-like glyptodonts, and more. The social behavior of saber-toothed tigers is a highly debated conversation. There are a number of theories that suggest these cats lived in groups. Because researchers found them in great numbers in the La Brea tar pits, they posit that distress calls of potential prey attracted them to the area. Press calls attract modern-day predators to hunt in groups. Archaeologists have found fossils of multiple individuals in close proximity to one another. This also suggests that they might have lived in groups. Smilodon has a bear-like build, small tail included. They likely didn't have that good agility and balance compared to other large cats. Though they are believed to be solitary, as opposed to social like modern lions, they were still powerful enough to take down full-grown, long-horned bison, which were larger than modern bison. Saber-toothed cats were physically stronger. Smilodon's whole body is designed to be a good grappler. Furthermore, Smilodon's jaws muscles were much weaker, unsuitable for the standard pantherine killing technique. Smothering. The only kill larger and stronger prey than it could be possible with smothering. Smilodon probably stabbed and ripped the neck, belly, or large muscle mass, using his strong neck muscles primarily, and only secondarily his weak lower jaw muscles. Smilodon has paws that are larger than even a Bengal tiger's, which is a huge advantage since their bear-like structure allows them to take down large, powerful prey. It is useful for wrestling and paw swipes. Most think that saber teeth were a deadly weapon, but in fact they are a big disadvantage in a fight. The Smilodon's saber teeth were specifically used and designed for killing prey, not fighting. Smilodon's saber teeth were actually brittle, meaning that they were relatively easy to break. The animal is better in paw swipes and wrestling, and asserts a better position more often in a fight, and causes more relatively small but accumulating, exhausting injuries. I believe that the lion was much better suited to fighting than the Smilodon was. Saber-tooth has 2 deadly swords, but the lion has a better bite. If you're going to make me choose, I say that the American lion wins.
Us? You two are a bit of an odd couple. See, can't have one of your own, so you want to adopt. Me a liar?
I didn't say that.
You were thinking it. Name's Diego, friend. Don't always have Jumbo around to protect you. And when that day comes, I suggest you watch your back, because I'll be chewing on it. I suggest you take the shortcut. Move, sloth! Touch me and you're dead. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Saber-toothed tigers are an extinct species of cat, characterized by their long, curved canine teeth. They also carry the names saber-toothed cats, saber-toothed tigers, or simply their genus name, Smilodon. While there were other similar large canine cats, Smilodon had the longest teeth. Despite their popular name, these cats were not closely related to tigers at all. We have not found well-preserved saber-toothed cat specimens. Though we cannot tell exactly what these cats looked like when they were alive, their fossils do leave us some clues. The foremost feature has to be their long, curved teeth. Surprisingly, these long teeth were actually pretty fragile and used only to deliver the killing bite. The rest of the cat's body was formidable as well. They had long front limbs and a stout build to help take down their prey. It had sharp claws, powerful enough to rip off the flesh of prey. The color of the coat is still unknown, and the fossil record is not adequate to reach any conclusion. They stood 3.3 feet, 1 meter tall at the shoulder, with the body length of about 5.75 feet, 1.75 meters. The largest Smilodon is S. populator, which is 490 to 880 pounds, 220 to 400 kilograms in weight. The different species of Smilodon lived throughout North, Central, and South America. Researchers found none of the 3 species higher than the temperate regions of North America. The largest species, S. populator, lived only in South America. These cats were widespread and utilized many different types of habitats for survival. Scientists believe that saber-toothed cats lived everywhere from savannas to steppes, subtropical forests, woodlands, plains, mountains, and more.
14,000 years ago, the short-faced bear followed the same strategy. Just wait till a pack of dire wolves had run down and killed a bison. And then swoop in to steal their kill.
Alright. Oh, your ass got lucky. Next time you won't be, pussy. Fuck you, Mark. Man.
Arctotherium angustitans, commonly known as the South American giant short-faced bear, was a colossal bear species that once roamed the grasslands and forests of South America during the Pleistocene epoch, approximately 2.5 million to 11,000 years ago. The largest land carnivores to have ever existed, Arctotherium angustitans commanded respect and fear in its ancient habitat. At heights exceeding 3.4 meters, 11 feet, and weight surpassing 1,600 kilograms, 3,500 pounds, this bear rivaled its North American counterpart, the Arctodus simus, in sheer size and power. Vast build and muscular limbs made it a formidable predator, capable of dominating the landscape and preying upon a wide range of animals, including large herbivores like giant ground sloths and other megafauna. Distinguished Arctotherium angustitans from other bears, and indeed most other carnivores of its time, was its surprisingly short muzzle and elongated limbs. This unique anatomical adaptation, combined with its massive size, suggests a specialization towards a scavenging or omnivorous diet, allowing it to exploit a variety of food sources across its vast range. Thanks for watching.
What you looking at, punk?
Pussy.
I'll knock your ass out. Out. I can knock your... You cuz? Can tolerate more heat than its cousin, the mule deer. Whereas deer seek shelter from the midday sun in the sanctuary of trees, the elk can sweat more to cool off. On very warm days, though, the elk may go to north-facing slopes with the shelter of trees. Sometimes they may just stand in streams or ponds to cool off, or even lay in a wallow of mud and cover themselves with it. This covering of wet mud draws off body heat and also protects from biting insects. Bull elk also gain an extra cooling system with their antlers, as heat is given off by the blood running through the velvet covering.
It's about 85% of its day feeding on a variety of grasses and sedges. During this time, they feed in the morning, afternoon, evening, and in the middle of the night, frequently bedding down right where they feed. During the spring and early summer, small rodent dens can become very popular with elk. As ground squirrels leave their droppings near their holes, this area has a tendency to green up first, thus attracting foraging elk. Food is abundant during the summer, and the elk must take advantage of it now to put on body weight, which will eventually help to sustain them through the breeding season and the winter. From April on, bulls begin growing antlers, which are the fastest growing bone known to science. While they are growing, over the next 4 months or so, they are covered in a soft, hairy-looking sheath called velvet. Blood vessels in this skin covering provide nourishment to the growing antlers. This covering is also very sensitive, and damaging it now could hinder growth or produce odd-looking racks. By the time summer comes to an end, mature bull elk have grown very impressive racks. Up until this time, bulls are either alone or form small groups of males known as bachelor herds. By midsummer, the cows and calves start forming nursery groups. Elk are extremely social animals among their own species, and also use this grouping as a means of defense. While most of the herd is feeding, their heads are down. Thus, their eyes could be below the level of the grasses. This can make grazing animals very susceptible to a predator, such as the mountain lion. In the elk herd, 1 or 2 cows usually remain on alert as sentries, and with their keen senses, watch, listen, or smell the presence of a predator. This allows the other elk in the herd to spend most of their time feeding. Young calves, full of energy and life, find time to play. This is not only fun for them, but develops coordination and strength in the young calves to evade predators later on.
Is the elk, famous for the impressive antlers and that incredible bugling call.
In the forest of the Rocky Mountains, fall triggers a testosterone rush in elk bulls. The rut begins.
But if you wait long enough, Franklin will eventually show up to defend his home.
Keeping it G ain't nothing. You ain't gotta like it cause the hood don't love it. You ain't gotta like it cause the hood don't love it. Watch a young nigga show his ass I'm puppy. I got the whole block.
What?
Oh, you think that's funny, huh? Yeah, that's real funny. Stank ass. Agony motherfucker. You stupid. Did I just catch you having fun? Help! 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 Help!
Because when you're one of the few animals that'll actively hunt humans, you're guaranteed a spot. Thanks to global warming, most of the polar bear's hunting range is now underwater. A desperate, but a starving bear will resort to putting humans on the list if they get the chance. A polar bear is like a maxed out bloodhound. They can smell a seal from a mile away, and they can even track its scent through 3 feet of ice. Which is why it's been said, if you see this Caucasian carnivore in the wild, it's already too late. There's a good chance the bear's been hunting you for hours or even longer. This is now add the fact that they can outswim every heat at the Olympics and sprint fast enough to get a ticket in a school zone, and you'll see why getting on this ice killer's radar is a death sentence. Bears are just XXL dogs that'll usually clamp their jaws on the prey's back to disable it. And the back is usually where they start eating from, with the intestines being one of the first things to get pulled out. Also, polar bears are estimated to have a bite force of about 1,200 pounds per square inch, believed to be strong enough to crack a bowling ball. And if one paw swipes your back, at best you'll be a paraplegic, at worst you'll be a hashtag. When a polar bear puts someone on the news, you can be sure it was one. And the worst part of it all is that normally polar bears wouldn't see humans as happy meals. They prefer the fat, nutrient-rich seal. But because of what we've done to their hood, now a polar bear doesn't even need to see you or hear you. If you're a mile downwind of a starving polar bear, that could really be all it takes.
Oh, I know who you are, Chris Hansen. But see, I called you Chris Hansen. Now, I tell you what, I like you, and I want you. Now, we can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours. Okay, I see you choosing the hard way.
Oh, shit, girl, you better run. Run like you on fire. Run like you on fire.
I wouldn't do that just yet. Your ass is mine.
How to survive a polar bear? First, you want to make yourself look good. Are you serious? Did you really think I was going to have actual advice here? I mean, look at this. If you're ever in a situation where this is in front of you, just know that living is no longer your choice. What's the expression? If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, get on the ground. If it's white, you finna die. This guy literally decides whether you get to go home to your family or go home to your ancestors. They can run at 25 miles per hour. They can swim at 6.2. Not even Michael Phelps could breaststroke his way out of this one. They can smell a seal from several miles away, so if a polar bear pulls up on you, not only did it already know you were there, the slaughter that's about to occur was premeditated. There is one thing you can do. Research says if you're armed with one shot, the best place to aim is right between your own eyes. You thought I was going to say shoot the bear? Nah, you better press the quit button on life before he takes yours. 10 feet long, 1,000 pounds. All a bullet's going to do is make him want to send you to Shangri-La faster. I forgot to mention they have a bite force of 1,235 pounds per square inch. Oh yeah, and the whole playing dead thing doesn't work here. In conclusion, if a polar bear decides it's your time, it's going to put you to rest next to Squidward's hopes and dreams. At least the cubs are cute. Diet.
Polar bears are carnivores, which means the vast majority of their diet is made up of meat. Their primary source of food is seals. Most kills are made when a seal surfaces in an air hole or climbs onto the surface of the ice. Seals. Most kills are made when a seal surfaces in an air hole or climbs onto the surface of the ice. They utilize still hunting by waiting silently at an air hole until a seal surfaces, and then snagging the seal with its large paws and pulling it onto the ice. When food is scarce, they have also been known to hunt muskox, reindeer, eggs, birds, crabs, rodents, carrion, and even one another. What? Run, nigga!
Who's that? Oh, you think that's funny, huh? Yeah, that's real funny. Steak ass.
What the fuck's going on, everybody? It's your boy D445, nigga. Peaceful village, the lion sleeps tonight. Near the village, the quiet village, the lion sleeps
better. Your word's better.
kick. Standing so tall, I think I might got sticks. Legendary baller like Mike, like Will, that Fox Hill. Like a motherfucking boss, ask me how I feel. Successful street nigga touching their first meals. She don't know that we going back to the crib, back to the crib. That we going back to the crib, back to the crib.
Lastly is my personal favorite of the cats, the Jaguar. Easily the one-punch man of meat eaters, thanks to the pound-for-pound strongest jaws on a cat, and also their habit of taking Thanos' advice and going for the head. The end game there is a cousin of the crocodile getting its wig busted by an all-terrain aquatic vice grip. Jaguars are also OP enough to hit a lick on a sea turtle. I don't know if this makes sense, but jaguars are the tiger sharks of big cats. Their name translates to he who kills with one leap. Because when this leopard on steroids gets active, the census undergoes subtractions. And I don't want to gloss over the fact that they're also the best swimmers of big cats. Although the Bengal tiger would probably like to have a word.
Who the hell are you and what you doing on my block? Who are you and what you doing on my block?
What, you think I knocked off a bunch of your punk ass home? Ask about me, go ahead. Don't say no damn home. Hey, you know. Sorry. Blood game, bitch. Cause every time I wake up in the morning, I got murder on my mind. AK-47, Mac 11, Glocks and 9s, and all these pussy niggas paying, trying to knock me off my grind. But I can't let them do it. I got murder on my mind, bitch. I got murder on my mind, bitch. I got murder on my mind. 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 Yellow tape around his body. It's a fucking homicide. His face is on the t-shirt and his family trunk. Cause every time I wake up in the morning, I got murder on my mind. AK-47, Mac 11, Glocks and 9s, and all these pussy niggas paying, trying to knock me off my grind. But I can't let them do it. I got murder on my mind, bitch. I got murder on my mind, bitch. I got murder on my mind. 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 Yellow tape around